Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk Wonder Woman. We realize that the domestic total now, as of tonight, the estimated domestic total is $274,601,730. And then the worldwide Kume, $571 million, almost $572 million, which is pretty awesome. But I really want to discuss some other things concerning the Justice League movie. One guy, I was having a discussion with him, and he was saying that, it's a good thing that Junkie XL has been replaced. That's the last of the Zack Snyder influences. Zack Snyder is used to making dark movies, and Junkie XL, his style is dark. And, being replaced by Joss Whedon, it will lighten up the film, and it will also, by being replaced by Danny Elfman, it will lighten up the film, as Danny Elfman has more of a, lighter, playful style. Let's start off, first of all, with what was the intention with the Justice League movie. So let's get into that. If you go to this article, or any article around the time of March 11th of 2016, this is before Batman v Superman came out in theaters. It came out in theaters, I believe, March 28th, which is Easter Friday, or Good Friday, I think they call it. You will find that this article debunks that. First of all, don't expect Justice League to be as dark as Batman v Superman, says writer Chris Terrio. He goes on to say here that he thought he wasn't initially the guy to do Justice League and went off to work on something else. But the first day he went to the set, he saw Jesse Eisenberg in a scene with Holly Hunter, and he really did feel like he was watching some strange, great performance in an indie film. At that moment, he thought, I'm not done with this yet. I want to go back and keep telling the story. Batman v Superman is a bit of an Empire Strikes Back or Two Towers. Empire Strikes Back is the second in the trilogy of Star Wars, and the Two Towers is the second in the trilogy of Lord of the Rings, or any similar middle film in the trilogy. The middle film tends to be the darkest one. I do think from Man of Steel through Justice League, it is one saga, really. Now, this is very important to remember because you will see this repeat again in my argument. He says, I expect Justice League will be tonally not quite as dark as Batman v Superman. From that point of view, I felt compelled to go back and try to lift us and myself into a different tonal place, because I think when you write a darker film, sometimes you want to redeem it all a bit. Okay? So clearly, this is way before Batman v Superman even came out. This is way before we had Justice League, and not Justice League 1 and 2. It was supposed to be 1 and 2. It ended up being just Justice League. And this was the writer Chris Terrio talking about this and his extra project, which he still will get credit for writing the film. Now, why this is very important for people to understand is because the first thing they say is Zack Snyder, he only had dark movies, dark. No. Justice League was intended to be a brighter film. And then the other thing that's very interesting is that a lot of people say that Danny Elfman, he's not a dark film scorer. And I find that rather strange. But first, let's just get to this point. Let's talk about Junkie XL and the importance of Junkie XL, his score staying, for the most part, in the Justice League movie. And this is the reason why I give you he needs to do so.
Because when we went to our first meeting with Zack, and he showed us, what was that thing he showed us?
He called it the cocktail piece or something, like, because it was supposed to be played for the investors at a cocktail party.
Okay. And it was like 20 minutes of the most extraordinary, overwhelming, brilliant, beautiful, for the first time anybody managed to really make a comic book come to life type of footage. And then he was going, and then this happens, and then that, and then there's the sequel, and then this ties into, and you looked really, you looked normal. So either you were acting really well. Well,
I think I was acting well, but we were both like,
oh my god, yeah. So it was a bit of an it was an oh my god all the way along.
Now, that's funny. This is actually an interview with Collider Video. Shout out to Collider Videos. You can look at the title, freeze this video if you want, and look at the title of the video. So if you want to go on Collider Videos and search for it, you can get it by the title, okay? It's really an interesting interview because it happened again before Batman v Superman actually came out. It was published March 14, 2016. Now, Zack Snyder is very intentional about who he has to compose for his pieces. Why I say this is because he wanted a certain kind of tone. And therefore, it would be imperative of Warner Brothers to keep Junkie XL's scores inside of Zack Snyder's piece, because this is Zack Snyder's movie. You get what I'm saying? So when people say that Junkie XL has been replaced and Danny Elfman is doing the completely new score to this film, this is ridiculous. That's not happening. Okay, you don't have to worry about that. Okay, and just to put the icing on the cake, I want to show you why Danny Elfman was brought in. It's actually a brilliant move by Joss Whedon. You know, Whedon's he's smart. He's a smart dude. I'll show you what I mean. Whedon knows, first of all, this is not his project, Zack Snyder's project, but he has to jump on it, honor what Zack is trying to do, the vision of the film, but yet do it in his own way. And that's what Whedon's going to do. He's going to do it his way, but he's going to make sure that the beats and the important points that Zack Snyder is bringing across in the film, they are not lost. And I'm pretty sure he's still unofficially talking with Zack continuously. Okay, and of course Zack's not going to interfere with what he's doing. That's one thing about directors. They don't interfere with other directors. They don't micromanage them. Do what you need to do, Josh, to make this film the best possible film. I trust you. So this is what's happening. There's so much to say in this video, but let me just get down to it. So Danny Elfman. Why is Danny Elfman such a nice fit? Why does Danny Elfman fit into this equation and be able to sort of, you know, bring that connective tissue to whatever Junkie XL is doing in this movie, which was Junkie XL's, like, his real, you know, first superhero project that he was going to be taking on fully. And he's not doing that anymore, and I think he's moved on to whatever else he's working on right now. He's actually got work, so, you know, he's been paid already and stuff. But nonetheless, this is the connective tissue I want to show you guys. Now, I myself, I do music, I compose and all of that stuff. So I can easily explain to you what is happening here, okay? Now I'm going to tell you that there are motifs in both Junkie XL's music and Danny Elfman's music which are very similar. And I would dare say, I would speculate that Junkie XL actually was inspired by some of the stuff that Danny Elfman did. And I'll give you an example of what I mean. So here, I'm on a site here where they actually have Hans Zimmer's music and Junkie XL's music. And for those who don't know, Junkie XL actually was doing the themes for Batman. Hans Zimmer hands off of it because he was too connected to another Batman that he did, which was Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy. So Zack Snyder's doing a trilogy here. So Junkie XL was brought on board to do the theme for Batman, particularly in Batman v Superman. Listen to the motif of the theme. He builds on that after. Listen carefully. Okay. Danny Elfman. We're going to go to Danny Elfman. Danny Elfman's iconic Batman theme of 1989 has been used in animated series. It's been used in 1992. Listen to it. Pay attention now. Okay, I just wanted you to get that motif right there. Alright? Hans Zimmer's, Junkie XL's theme. Danny Elfman's theme for Batman, 1989. If you're paying attention, you'll realize that the motifs are very, very similar. Very, very similar. What Junkie XL did was an alternative version of Danny Elfman's theme. But it doesn't stop there. If you go to the soundtrack for Wonder Woman, Amazons of Themyscira, which is the beginning, it's the opening credits of Wonder Woman, where you have the Justice League, etc. I want to show you yet another variation of the Danny Elfman theme. This is the recent Wonder Woman movie. Okay? I took this stuff from Music Central. Alright. Listen carefully. This is just the beginning. That's not the theme yet. Give you the Wonder Woman theme right here with Junkie XL. Junkie XL is responsible for that. Okay, it's coming right here. Listen carefully. Now that right there went da, 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 and then very slightly it held the note da, which is the theme of Wonder Woman actually, but it also has da, I can play it again so you guys can hear it. So I'll do it again, just so you can hear it. Listen very carefully. Hear it? Alright, so they go, no, and then they go into the voice. Oh, okay. Listen carefully again to Danny Elfman's theme. It's in a different key, but listen carefully. Okay? Which is basically what you hear in Wonder Woman. Listen to it again. I just want to play it one more time. It's a different key, but it's the same theme, same motif. Okay? And that's the introduction to the Justice League there. That happens, okay? And there, I'm going to play again. I'm going to play Junkie XL's motif one more time so you can hear it. And it's an alternate version to what Danny Elfman does. And there is Danny Elfman. It's basically the same chords. It's not the same progression. It's slightly varied progression. But they are all messing around with Danny Elfman's theme, his motif. I take this time to explain this and to spend a lot of time on this because Wonder Woman foreshadowed that Danny Elfman would absolutely fit into this universe. Absolutely fit into this universe. Danny Elfman has that darkness that is necessary, and Junkie XL has the darkness himself. But what Danny Elfman can do, he can do so much more than Junkie XL could do. The theatrics that Danny Elfman can bring to the table, the classical theatrics, not just the plain orchestration, but the classical theatrics that Danny Elfman can bring that magic in there and mix it in with Junkie XL's work is what is very intriguing. Okay, so Danny Elfman is not to be taken for granted. They're not going to replace what Junkie XL has been doing. No, Junkie XL, his tracks and his music's going to be there, but Danny Elfman's going to interweave it into an orchestration that very skillfully he's going to interweave it. He's not recreating the wheel, but he's going to bring something to the table that Junkie XL can't bring to the table. Okay, quite frankly. And he's going to add that extra, he's going to enhance the extra stuff that Junkie XL has been doing. So that's what Danny Elfman's actually brought on board to do. And Joss Whedon, he sees what the possibilities are. And just to say something else that I thought was really wonderful to say, Rupert Grayson Williams, again, he didn't reinvent the wheel. He took what Junkie XL and Hans Zimmer did, and he incorporated it into the soundtrack of Wonder Woman. So they're beginning to realize, I guess Warner Brothers as well, they're beginning to realize we're not going to discard what Junkie XL done. No, absolutely not. He did a lot of work. No, we're going to bring in a guy to clean it up, to smoothen it out, to make it theatrical. See, Junkie XL has that beautiful realism in his music, and his themes are nice, but it's still a bit rough on the edges. You know, indie film stuff. You know, Zack Snyder, same thing. Beautiful stuff, but it's a little bit rough on the edges. Joss Whedon, they're not indie filmmakers. Danny Elfman, they're not indie composers. You get what I'm saying? And so Junkie's got his feet wet. Now these guys come in to smoothen it out and to give it that enhancement, to enhance it a certain kind of way, so that the appeal, even though Zack Snyder is still going to offend people with his movie, it's not going to be as brutally offensive as generally Zack Snyder's films are. And Zack does that to shake you up. They're going to sort of massage it a little bit, just like how they were able to do that with Patty Jenkins. Patty Jenkins actually pulled it off. She did some. I mean, if you look at Wonder Woman the movie, it's a brutal movie. There's a lot of killing. Wonder Woman kills people. Chris Pine's character kills people. We see people die. We see people brutally injured. We see people tortured to death. I mean, it's a gory kind of film if you think about it. But Patty was able to pull it off because she was able to massage you with the hope and with the ideologies and the intentions of these people. But she still distressed you in seeing how the world was, because Zack did the storyboard for this, and he did, so these guys are going to do the same thing with this movie, Justice League. It's still going to be some pretty offensive things you're going to see, but they're going to add in what is called theatrics, the theatrical art of storytelling, where they will add in some elements that will cause the film to feel theatrical yet very real. And this is what Tim Burton was able to do with a fantastical film like Batman 1989. Burton was able to make it. Batman 1989 was a gory film. Brutal. People died in that film. People were, sent out of windows. People were shot. Okay, it was a brutal film. Okay, and then Batman 1992 was even more brutal. Okay, we had women thrown out of buildings and smashing through trees and dead and stuff. I mean, it was brutal. Okay, it was gory. It was horrendous. But yet, because of the storyline and because of Danny Elfman's theatrics and his music, it was seen as art for some reason and esteemed as such. So Elfman is good. I mean, he's excellent at doing that, pulling that off. And that's what Elfman will do. Elfman has done horror films, okay? He's done Beetlejuice. He's done Nightmare. I can't remember. Nightmare Before Christmas or something like that. All the Tim Burton films. All the Nightmare films. Tim Burton, by the way, was a horror director. That's what he did. Horror comedies, horror this, horror that. So when Tim Burton was to put on Batman and they put Michael Keaton in the gear, it was like, comedy? Horror? Batman 1989 is not funny. It's not a funny movie. In fact, Batman himself is not funny. Okay? There's some funny-ish situations, but for the most part, it's an adventure film. It's scary. You don't know who's going to die next. Well, Batman's not going to die, but, everybody else around Batman dies. You know what I mean? Except for Commissioner Gordon, but he almost died, too, in that film. So I'm just saying that when you look at... That's what Danny Elfman brings to the table. He's the beautiful fit for that job. Joss Whedon knew exactly what he wanted to do. Warner Brothers knew exactly what he wanted to do. And they're going with it because they understand the formula that they used for Wonder Woman will work here. Which has to do with, you can still be gritty, you can still be edgy. This is not about humor. It's not really about being funny so much as it's being about theatrical. So Elfman will bring that theatrical edge that's necessary. It's going to be an edgy movie. It's still going to offend, but there's still going to be a little massage in there to soothe the pain. So that's what's up with that. I gotta go eat something. I didn't eat anything. So on that note, you guys, I hope this helps you guys understand what exactly is going on. Junkie XL's music is going to be used. Junkie XL wanted to be all the way through the process as his own, I guess, and Whedon brought in Elfman, and Elfman was going to be the main guy in charge because Whedon knew what he wanted to do with Elfman from the get-go. And Elfman's a hell of a composer, and that's what Elfman does. He can do horror, he can do dark very, very, very well. Elfman does. If you even think about The Simpsons, it's funny, but it's got some really violent, unethical things that happen in The Simpsons, right? And that music is dum 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 dum, right? So Elfman knows how to do, dark, and he knows how to do dark humor, which is why Whedon would bring him on board as well. So I think that's the reason Elfman's brought on board, and I think Joss Whedon can do a lot with Elfman, and Junkie has done a lot, and Whedon's gonna be cool with Junkie, but I guess Warner Brothers was like, we don't need Junkie no more. Bye. We got Elfman, right? And that's what they want. They want a little bit of humor. They want a little bit of still mystery with the Justice League, and they want sort of a guy who can still hit you with the harsh realism, but bring a bit of theatrics to it, so that it kind of, the Hollywood kind of thing, the massage the theatrics to kind of make it a little. It's a grand movie already, so you make it a little bit grander. So he's not going to effectively change much of what Junkie's doing. I think he's going to add to it and add certain elements to it. Now, I think he's not going to go and tell Joss Whedon what to do. It's just on Josh's own. Josh pretty much just wanted to get the concept of what Zack was trying to come across with. And I think the thing about Josh and Zack, there's so much stuff I want to say. The thing about Josh and Zack is I think they're eye to eye on what they really want to do. I'll explain to you what I mean. So, first of all, when you look at Justice League, okay, the concept that links Batman v Superman to Justice League is Wonder Woman. She is the thread that links the Justice League to Batman v Superman. We have Suicide Squad that debuted there, and why they were put in, because they probably have something to do with Justice League, but what exactly we don't know yet. Okay? Clearly, Amanda Waller was talking to Bruce Wayne, and Bruce Wayne got some information on the metahumans. Wonder Woman was a flashback. Yes, Batman runs through it, but very importantly, you can't have the Justice League if you haven't introduced the key players of the Justice League, which are the Trinity. Superman was introduced with Man of Steel. Batman was introduced with Batman v Superman. The story was all about Batman, his change, why he wants the Justice League, right? Wonder Woman wasn't introduced much. She was a cameo. She had a little small piece, but we didn't know much about her. And we don't have time to talk about Wonder Woman in the Justice League. We have still Cyborg, in which most of the story is centered around. We got Aquaman still to introduce somewhat. And we have The Flash. So, what better way to do this than introduce Wonder Woman with her own movie, which made sense. And so that's why Wonder Woman was brought. And she does have connection to the Justice League, very tight connection, in the Wonder Woman movie. And I'll explain that in another video. But here's the interesting thing about it. Of all the people to direct the Justice League, you couldn't pick a better director than Joss Whedon. Why? Coming off of Wonder Woman, Joss Whedon is a feminist. He supports feminism. Zack Snyder just happens to be the very same thing. He and Joss Whedon see eye to eye on feminism. And I think they share a lot of things in common. While Whedon has a different kind of directorial style and Snyder has a more conceptual style to things, I can guarantee you this: they complement each other wonderfully. Do you know what that means? That means you're going to get a Justice League that both guys have the same goal, which means Wonder Woman's She has to lead the Justice League. Do you realize that? She and Batman are the two people getting the members of the Justice League together. So she is a principal person in bringing the Justice League together. You had to have her backstory. And Joss Whedon in the reshoots, they're going to add extra elements depending on how Wonder Woman does at the box office. If she gets past $700 million, you can bet your last dime she's going to have a big say in how the Justice League runs. Okay? But not in the way how you guys think. Just like how she behaved in Wonder Woman, she's got certain attributes in her that are going to be part of this Justice League movie. If you looked at the trailers in the Justice League, she drops down in front of Aquaman and in front of Cyborg. And she says, shall we? That means Zack already had it in his mind that she was going to be a principal member of the Justice League and a leader of the Justice League, which she is. So that's why we had the Wonder Woman film. And they're doing reshoots to basically put together the connective tissue. This was a plan all along by Zack, Jeff Johns, John Berg, Charles Roven. They had this plan from way before. You see it. Zack talking to Hans Zimmer and Junkie XL. You see them. He's laying out the whole map. And this sequel, this is the sequel here, and blah, 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 blah. You hear Chris Terrio talk about the whole trilogy thing. So they had this down pack from a long time ago. They're working to script. Wonder Woman is working out exactly as she should, because it worked out that Wonder Woman was the thing that people thirst for, and guess what? She was the next movie in line. Well, Suicide Squad, then her. She's on a blast, right? Who's the one that wrote some of the story for Wonder Woman? Zack. So you can see the thread working through there. And all I'm saying to you guys is, you got a prominent woman in the Justice League. If you look at the characters in front of you, you will see that you're talking about Aquaman. We're talking about The Flash. We're talking about Cyborg, Superman, Batman. Where is the next woman? There's only one woman in the set. There was a reason why Wonder Woman was the central focus of the Trinity in the Justice League. She led the Trinity. And guess what? She is going to be one of the principal people leading the Justice League. She's going to take charge. She's going to do what needs to be done. Okay? So that's what you're seeing. Alright, so, and she's the one who had to protect Batman anyway. They're going to have to protect Batman because Batman, he's outclassed anyhow you take it. He's a bad boy and everything, and everybody loves Batman, but he over his head with them parademons. I'm just telling you right now. It's Wonder Woman, Aquaman going to have to take care of business. Cyborg going to have to take those heavy hitters. The Flash, he quick. That's all he got. He's quick. He's not super duper strong, but he's quick. And so Batman's the only dude, and they're gonna have to protect Batman at certain points in time. He gonna show off some bad boy stuff, but he's really no match for this. He's kind of outpowered in terms of everybody else. Might have to look out for Batman. Batman, he'd probably be like, I took down Superman. I'm gonna take down these parademons one way or the other. But out of them all, Batman's the most vulnerable, right? So Wonder Woman's the one that has to lead the physical charge. If you notice, if you watch all the clips from the trailers, Batman ain't leading squat. when they have to go down against adversity, as much as he's big and bulky and everything, Wonder Woman handles business. You saw her saving his skin when the parademons came down on his car, because as much as he can shoot and all of that stuff, he ain't no match for no parademon. He's no match for a parademon. A set of parademons, he's no match for them. Wonder Woman could take on that. She can fight like crazy, right? Cyborg can do some flying and stuff. That's why Batman got people near to him. You know what I mean? Cyborg flying alongside him. He need protection. Ain't nobody else need protection in that squad. Flash, he's too quick. So I'm just saying, think about what I'm saying, right? Alright, so I thought I'd share that with you guys. Let me see what else I have to say here. That's about it. You guys can go ahead and share my videos. If you can find people who donate to my channel, I will be very happy. Just let them message my channel. You go to my About section on my channel, click message, and you say, how can I donate to your channel? I'll tell you. It's real simple actually, but it's just something that's not online. And that's how I can get it. I'll be really happy if you guys can do that, because, your boy needs some money. He needs some money bad. So if you can help me out, that's great. All right, you guys, have a great one.